Okay, Jurassic World Evolution 2, Recreating Jurassic Park 93, Part 3. In this one we are going to construct the visitor center and a small little pond in front of it. This is going to be a quick one, but an important one. The visitor center is very integral to the whole park. One thing, another limitation to sandbox mode this year, is that they also, for some reason, even though it's sandbox and we should be able to do whatever we want to do, we can only put one control center down, and the visitor center constitutes a control center. So if you try to use the other control center, like the one that looks like it's from the Lost World, and put that somewhere in your park as like an infrastructure building or something, you can't do it. So they really need to fix this kind of stuff. It's a sandbox mode. We should be able to do whatever we want. If we want to put 10 arrival points down, if we want to put 10 visitor centers down, we should be able to do that because it's sandbox mode, and that's what sandbox mode is for. It's for people to do whatever they want to do. That's what it's supposed to be for. So they've limited our options a lot, and hopefully they're gonna fix that. So we have the visitor center down, and trying to create the little lily pad pond. You can never really get it quite the way you want it to look. Every time I've ever done it, I've never made it look exactly how I want it to look. But, you know, sometimes you just go with being halfway decent looking. Even the game's chaos mode, I didn't think they did that great of a job with it. So, you can only do what you can do, you know? But, we're going to get it in there. We're going to try to make it look halfway decent, but we're going to come back to this in the next part of the game when I start building up the rest of the infrastructure. Part 4 is, I think, when I create the Raptor Pen, and we're going to try to create the maintenance shed bunker where they have to reboot the power, even though we don't have that building anymore or anything that looks really quite like it. But we're going to try to put that all in there and try to keep it accurate to kind of how the movie makes you think things are laid out, even though we don't really know exactly how things are laid out. So after we get the visitor center and the pond up here looking sort of halfway decent, the last little bit of this, I'm just going to put the the security bunker in there. And it always kind of seems to me like the security bunker is pretty close to the visitor center, somewhere right outside of it. But the trick is, I always want to put the maintenance shed kind of behind the visitor center. But if you watch the movie, when they leave the security bunker, Ellie and Muldoon, they come walking from the back end of the Raptor security pen, and then as they walk forward past it, they see that the fence has been broken, and so the maintenance shed area they're trying to get to is kind of off to the side of it, kind of more below it or to the side of it. So because the map is so small, we don't have a lot of room to build with. I end up putting it down further down. So that's why I end up setting it up this way, just because in the movie they kind of walk down past the security pen when they go to the maintenance shed. So that's why I end up setting it up the way I'm going to set it up in part 4. So come back for part 4 to check that out.